Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. As we go through the images, we're going to go deeper into the conservation side of your life and who you are. And I really hope that will awaken in some people this, this simultaneous, on the one hand, you live in this incredible paradise, but it's life. So after a while, you can't help but look around and see what is actually happening. And if you have even an ethical side to your personality, you're going to react. So in this image, as we're going into these images, they become less objects of desire. They become more factual reportage. So in this last image, there's a photo of a woman, it might be you, who's very tanned, probably has blonde hair, maybe not. So the horizon at the top of the top part of the image is curved. So it's an ultra wide, almost fisheye photo. And you're in a boat, a dive boat. You can just see a little bit of the diving gear. So you've got like the BCD and you've got the regulators and stuff. If that's you in the photograph, you're looking off the side of the boat. So why do you think this is an important one to share with shooting it raw?
That's like the post-dive meditation. So there was another photo where there was before with my prof Anwar, where I'm ready with my hood on and everything, and that was the pre-dive meditation, and the ones you're looking at is the post-dive meditation, and just visualizing everything that we've done, and then starting to make a list about what we will need to do next time we go there, because we set up in a nursery which is not accessible from the shore. So it's more like, okay, I need to plan to go and see all the dive shops in Gili. So every time they're going to that place, I'll try to join their boat so I can check on the nursery. And then, so that's usual dive boat and equipment and scenery for us when we come back from a dive. Did I lose you completely?
Well, things happen.
Just
We'll
about.
see if we'll get her back.
Right.
Because if not, it's just me talking to myself. Wait a second. Somebody's
Right,
coming back.
I'm reconnected. Sorry.
Are you back? Oh, good. You're alive.
Yeah, on the hotspot. On a hotspot now. What's the point of paying an expensive Wi-Fi when it's just...
So in the last image, you're sitting on the boat, on the deck. It's moving, so it's going. You can't really see too much. You're just seeing basically 2/3 of the image is the inside of a dive boat, and
yeah,
the first image connects you to the water. The second image connects you to the beach and horses. The third image is about the conservation of coral. And so, what's this fourth image?
That's coming back from a dive with my BCD there. It's the post-dive meditation. I'll send you another one when there was the pre-dive meditation, when I have my wetsuit and my hood on. And this one is the post-dive meditation about what I'm going to do. And the front of the picture, you can actually see the buckets and a bottle of coral catalyst and all our tools, because we were propagating from the boat. We usually propagate the coral and make nursery to places that are just off the beach from the shore. So you can go just snorkeling, or when you're scuba diving, you can go whenever you want. You don't need to find a boat. But this time we wanted to create a nursery in a place where not many divers or snorkelers are going. So the pre-dive meditation was all about planning how to make the nursery with only one tank and propagate the coral and everything with the current and things like this going up and down the boat without running out of air. And the post-dive meditation, which is that picture, is trying to think about the planning of how many times I'm going to be able to monitor this new nursery and which is by sending messages or going around all the dive shops that we have in Trawangan. So they call me when they're going to that dive site, so I can join their boat and dive on the new nursery and monitor it for, mostly for the first 2 weeks when it needs to be like properly checked daily. So yeah, you've got some of our gear, my BCD with my net bag. I don't think you can see the tweezer. Oh yeah, you can see the tweezer from the
Hmm.
predators, and then the buckets and things like this, and the gloves, and the glue as well. There's also the glue in the bucket and the
Hmm.
bottle of coral catalyst, the magic potion, which looks a bit white like the Pocari Sweat. You need to keep it in the fridge, so we have to write do not
Oh,
drink,
wow.
because some people think, oh, it's Pocari Sweat, the same color, but then they get the shit for at least a day. It's not, it's not something that you should
Yeah,
drink.
for the people who've never been to Asia, when we say "oh, Pocari Sweat," I mean, if you've been to Asia, you know what it is. It's
Ah,
basically a sports drink, and it's always a little weird for people to look at a sports drink that's called something Sweat.
yeah,
It's just a sports drink. It's like Gatorade or whatever.
sugar and salt.
Do you keep a dedicated log of all your dives? Yeah.
No.
Too many dives.
Too many. I think I have about 6 or 8 thousand dives. I stopped
Wow.
in 2000. I think I stopped logging my dive in 2006, and I was with 2,000 dives already, and I
Wow.
was there's no point keeping all those paper.
Sure.
So the way I keep on logging, not logging my dives, they get onto my dive computer, but I keep on sending pictures of videos of the nurseries or all our biorock
Yeah.
reefs, so we can see the growth, and also when you ask me if the reef is getting better, yes, it's getting better in our area and with all our efforts and everything that we're doing. But globally, it's getting worse. And here, when globally, like global warming because of climate change, then we get El Nino, and then we get mass coral
Right.
bleaching, and that's when we need to monitor really well almost every day the temperature and the discolor, like the color
Hmm.
loss of the corals. So we use photos as well for that.
Yeah.
Also to measure the growth of coral, because there's lots of software when you can just work with pictures. You put your picture there, it's the same angle as the last time, and then the software tells you how big the corals are growing. So yeah, everything is the way I log my dive is more the way I log the progress of the different reefs I care about, and with photos. So yeah.
So your family, you still have lots of family in France?
Um, I have my mom. My dad died when I was young. My brother lives in Mexico, and then on my mom's side and my dad's side, I still have aunts and
Yeah.
cousins. And my dad's dad is still alive. So my granddad is 101
Wow.
years old. And last year I could go for his hundreds, but not this year.
Right.
Oh.
It's such a different world, a different life. Some people go into quarantine and they're, in Hong Kong, for example, they get you're forced quarantine where it's mandated by the Hong Kong government where they have to pay in a small hotel room of about 200 or 300 square feet, maybe a window they can look outside. So their experience of this global pandemic is this intense being stuck inside, and then
Yeah.
shift that several thousand kilometers to where you are. And I'm really concerned, or I'm really interested and fascinated in terms with how people are coping with mental health issues, and also just how they're, because the feelings are going up and down. So now we're coming up to about a year, at least in Hong Kong, we're coming up to about a year to bring our conversation to a close.
Yeah.
You were really inspired by horses. and then by the ocean, by the sea, by water, and then it's matured into living on this incredible island, this beautiful place. So somebody who's listening to this, would you have some kind of words of guidance in terms of how to feel, how to find the energy to just keep working? Because you've been doing this for years and you just keep going out there. And so, you have your son. So how are you teaching him to find that energy to kind of keep pushing forward?
Yeah, for sure I teach him to keep on moving forward. Although I brought him too early on beach cleanup, so he doesn't want to do it anymore. So I think is one motto, just like never give up, and I don't know how many obstacles you can encounter in your life or in your job, how many frustration, the stress, how many times you feel like you're on the edge of burning out. It happens to me. It's not all lovely pink and blue, it's quite hard. But Indonesian people as just incredible people. They always smile.
Hmm.
So then, and it's real. You want to cry because you're stressed or something didn't happen the way you wanted and things like this, and then you look at them and they just smile at you even if you're in tears, and then it's learning from them and actually just putting a smile on your face. It's what's going to change your mind,
Hmm.
and first maybe you're going to force yourself with that smile, but then later it's going to come naturally. It's like, it's okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to find a solution, you know jump over the obstacle, take another path, or yes, or find a totally different solution, which will be a totally different path for what you're trying to
Hmm.
reach. And yeah, and that with that smile, they're also teaching you to not take things
Right.
personally. Everyone now is built up with fear and paranoia, and they have to stay inside. They can't touch each other. It's a horrible time, and you feel that that's how politicians or whoever is trying to manipulate the world can manipulate the world that way, because they put the fears into everyone's brain first. For me, it's like trying to cancel that fear, and I think the best way is to smile, and don't be shy to talk to friends or therapists if your friends can't help you, because there's so much help around the world that is accessible, and now we know even more through the internet. The web is amazing source of
Hmm.
information or contact with other people. So yeah, and then think about when you can travel again and you can come here, because here we didn't have the fear, we didn't get paranoid, we got isolated in our own
Hmm.
island. So everyone here, we were not allowed to leave the island, but nobody was allowed to come to the island. But we were not confined in our homes. We were confined into the, I think it's 300 or 400 hectares of island with the oceans around. So I think it's one of the best place to be
Hmm.
confined. It's actually here.
Sure.
So yeah, I think the main thing is don't give up and keep smiling.
We are, on the one hand, it's kind of frustrating because the signal comes in and out and it's not the cleanest thing and all that stuff. But on the other hand, it's a miracle, it's a marvel of everything that, you're on this island so far away, but also just it's amazing that we can talk and that we've met. And so thank you so much for your time. Keep doing this amazing work, like log in another 5,000 dives. I love it. How can people find, is there a website that they can go to get more information?
Oh yeah. So the Gili Eco Trust, that's the association I work for. So Gili, like Gili Island, so Gili, and Eco, ECO, and Trust.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
So, is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So, if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.